Make a motion with the open hour Tuesday, February 11th, Assessors meeting at 6 o'clock.
Second?
And all in favor, let's all do it. Yes, okay.
80 minutes?
Yep. Minutes, open session and executive session, which is the right way to do it, I'm told.
Hey!
No?
Oh! Hey!
You're not seeing me.
Yeah, but you're welcome to join us after we get our minutiae out of the way, sir. Make a motion to accept the open and executive session meetings as presented by
Second.
Mr. Nate Kramer to the board. Do we have an executive session agenda for today, or nothing?
We got the T and not, the board will know reconvene.
We know,
Uh,
we know we convene.
We know
We know we
reconvene.
convene. Okay, motor vehicle, you can have these back to sign, thank you very much.
I always put executive session in, I'm not always sure what we're gonna talk about until
Okay.
that day.
Perfect.
Today it'll be abatements.
Good.
Okay.
We have 2 abatements ready to go.
Good.
Um,
So we can
I
motor
think-
vehicle.
Yep.
Some
we can do
packets
motor
here.
vehicle.
All right. We only have a few items, sir. We'll be with you in just a moment if you wouldn't mind.
I'm retired.
Yes, we are being recorded, so that you're aware. Should we put it upside down, or?
I'll turn them upside down after I
Okay.
sign them.
That should do it.
There's one.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
So there are one. There's one. 2. 3 denials.
Here you go.
All right. We did not have all of the required paperwork.
No, it's, one of them he didn't sell or trade, I think that may be the case with all of them, he still owns it.
Oh.
They've become parts trucks. So they will come off the books, but they don't get abated if you don't sell or trade it, or they still own it.
Okay, and that's
I think all 3 of them are for the same
not yet.
taxpayer.
We'll go by today's date, or do you want to do the 29th? Because it's blank. I can just.
Oh, you know what, I think she put that date in the wrong line on all 3 of them.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll do 129 as well. One for you. Okay.
These are new motor vehicle curtains.
Awesome. Some of the best pages of all those.
Yeah.
This is such a pretty book. Steve, isn't that gorgeous?
Ready?
Got a Range Rover Discovery on the cover, it's beautiful.
Town fire, give us one.
Yeah, right. Where does this live? After we sign
So
this?
I ripped these beautiful bindings out and put them in a 3-hole punch and so they're in
So you send these,
3-ring
do
binders.
you receive them this way
Mhm.
from Kelly Ryan?
Seems like a waste. I want to figure out a better way to. I'd like for them, it would be great if they just sent them electronically. Because we have years and years of it. This is just something that Ellen asked for, just for her records. It's a list of the people that got real estate exemptions. It's a 2-page, the second page has the total. We've already signed it, but she just needed something. We signed it on, it was like an overview page. She just wanted something on its own showing these are what the real estate exemptions were.
Anybody who got an exemption for anything, it could be disability, could be
I believe those are all, yeah, all the
military?
vets, yeah.
Military vets, okay. Big number there, big, oh yes, yes.
Those are full
service,
exemptions.
full exemptions, yeah. Okay, there you have it. Yeah, on the back side. Some neighbors of those.
We did that a while back, I don't know if you're, I think it was a date night we were in the kitchen.
Yeah, there's a guy there, Steve Fran.
Get my time in the barrel.
Okay. Bills?
That,
Any bills?
no bills? There are no bills, I have none there, so we can move on to the,
Steve, would you mind moving that to the center, because it's not on anyway, so just move this to the center. Thank you, because we have a map if we want to pull it up. You can have this too, this is your last sign. We've signed this for you, so put that back.
chair. Those are some little pieces.
Okay.
I spoke with Martha. Martha got the map from Gerard.
Yep.
Just shows the buffer. She also gave me a copy of the bylaw.
Okay. So this is changing the 300-foot setback that was put in place decades ago to the state.
So that's the bottom. There's just two copies.
So it's section 114-1, pollution of river prohibited. And it's our town bylaws, and the Board of Health of the town of Newbury prohibits the installation of any new sewage disposal system or drainage system or other devices by which pollutants may be introduced into the Parker River and or its tributary river and streams. Said prohibition to affect such installations upon land contiguous to such river tributaries and streams for a distance of 100 yards on either side of the natural bank of such river tributary and or stream. Such prohibition should be applicable to said river tributaries and or streams from the Georgetown Newbury line to the Central Street Bridge.
Which is,
Georgia Street is there. Central Street Bridge. Central Street Bridge.
yeah, so here's where Orchard Street, take the left, so go.
Yep, there's Orchard Street comes down, okay. And that's from where it enters Georgetown.
Yep.
There you go. Okay, so the color code is 100 foot is the yellow.
Yep, and 125 is the darker yellow,
Yeah.
200 is the peach, yes, 300 is the orange. Hey, Sandy.
Sorry, I'm late. Gotcha,
And the
okay,
blue is the water.
right, okay. Hello, Sandy. Hello, bud.
So,
Come over
is
here.
there a 300 one on here?
The 300 is the dark
orange.
Is the dark orange, so the
Oh,
300 is
this
to
is
here,
300,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, all the way out there, so moving itself back in.
Steve Brown. What is it?
Board of Health
Yeah.
member. 200 foot, 125, 100,
Okay,
okay?
Mhm.
The state requirement is
100.
100. State requirement for such tributary streams and waterways is 100.
I have to be careful because this affects my property. So
Right.
I'm here as a resident, not as a member of the board. of Health.
Yeah.
Understood completely.
Um, And if my board takes a vote, I will.
Abstain.
Yeah.
So Steve lives down here off of Forest.
Yeah.
And actually, some of our town wells were on your property?
Yeah.
Or are,
Well, we
or,
Ted sold them the best 3 acres of land on the whole parcel.
okay,
For $18,000.
deal, so that happens way over here. So, the question becomes, how do we present, how does it get introduced to get the bylaw changed? That's the question I guess we have from our board is,
You mean in terms of process?
Yeah.
Like, what's the, right?
and what's the impetus by the
It's a
assessors?
bylaw. The impetus, I think your impetus is that you're gonna start to get a flurry of, applications for
Abatement for,
abatement.
not, well, but we
In
must,
my case, it takes 40% of my property and makes it so that if I have to find a new place for a septic system, it's gonna be difficult.
right. I have no emotional attachment to this, but it does seem odd that we would have a 300-foot buffer when the state requires a 100.
100,
Yeah, very true.
To go back through the history of it, there was a selectman and a taxpayer. The taxpayer wanted to build a house near the river. The selectman and the taxpayer didn't like each other, so the selectman got it changed so that he couldn't do it.
And that goes back decades.
Oh God, that was in the 60s.
I was also told that it was put in place out of spite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Martha told me that.
so how do we change it? What do we have to do?
I don't know that the assessors have anything to do with this.
Planning board, wouldn't they change it?
Planning or health department, I have no idea.
Anybody can bring
Ask
a
it.
bylaw change forward.
Right,
Right, somebody's gotta get the
Somebody's
ball
gotta
rolling.
start it, and then you can ask the, planning board to sign on, or not, it can still go forward. Number one, it's not fair. If you wanna do it to the whole town.
Yeah, not just stop here.
Right.
You know, just the Byfield section shouldn't worry about the environment.
Yes.
The whole town should. Number two, that in the last 50 years, there have been incredible
Improvements.
improvements in
Septic
septic systems.
Right.
A Presby system, which is one of the latest designs. They claim you can drink the water coming out of it. I'll be glad to watch anyone.
Hey, tell us so.
We're
Got
right.
You hold the glass, we
Yeah,
have to
that's
watch it.
So it's just not right.
Mhm.
And
We do know in the case that one of these pieces, I think off of Larkin, if I remember correctly, Yes, one of these pieces off of Larkin, which is basically unbuildable now, would become buildable. And I remember hearing that.
Well, if it's legal, it's legal.
Right.
Yeah, so,
That just brings us more taxes, so what's the problem with that?
I mean, it
Are we
would,
trying to
so,
raise-
so here's, so here's the thing.
So we're gonna lose if we keep it, because people are gonna ask for abatements. If we bring it down to 100, then maybe we'll get some more tax revenue.
Have there been any?
Request for abatements?
I haven't heard a single.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I did it to make my point. And there will be more.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know about it until they go to do something, and they find out,
I can
by the way, you can't.
Agreed. I will tell you straightforward what I do know. This property right here in the corner of Orchard, they have to get, isn't it the ones getting a system pumped? They can't put it, because they're in that buffer, they can't put a septic system in and it's failed. They're living under duress right now, these people right in the corner of Orchard and Central.
And it could happen to anyone.
And look what would happen if that's the case, they would be able to build their septic field. So I mean, I know that there's some hardships that are also created from this, but again, I think what this means, I think, to the assessor's office, like you said, is now you've got maybe a piece of land which has been 90% wet because, or has a restriction on it because of the 300-foot buffer, now has become buildable where it was unbuildable
And
before.
fully taxable instead of
Right,
everybody coming in
partial.
for abatement.
Which I'm not sure how that, some of the properties are gonna love that, because they may very well increase their.
For most people, it's not gonna change it. Because they haven't applied for the abatement yet. But I believe they will be.
But imagine this, imagine we take this off, if it gets put to the 100, we now re-examine all of those lots. And if we
Right.
had a restriction on them to here, and now we're only restricting them to here, now that becomes upland and buildable, it's no longer excess acreage that's undesirable, it's.
They're valuing the sky.
If you've been assessing it that way. I don't know.
Well, right, well, I think it's kind of a case by case thing, we have to look at, but if we do treat it as excess acreage, this is not the big part of their tax bill anyway,
Correct, agreed.
so maybe the effect wouldn't be too dramatic.
Well,
I mean,
I'm eager to.
one thing if we turn an unbuildable lot into a buildable lot doing this.
Correct, but if it's just a buildable lot that has
Yeah.
1.25 acres of excess lot.
Right, now it has 2 acres of excess or.
Yeah, or it would still be, let's say it's a 2.5 acre lot.
Yeah.
And the acre and a half extra is now gone from 90% unusable because of water or restrictions and now becomes 40% usable or 30% usable. That tax base is gonna go up. So we will have to, it will require some work on our side to go and look at all of the affected parcels. That's our job. I understand that, that's our job.
I look at it and say it's just wrong. And it's wrong because of the reasons it was done, number one.
I don't disagree. I walk this neighborhood and I think about that house there, and the fact that literally, if they have to relocate their septic system, it's literally go right on the street.
Mm.
It's literally go right on the street.
Yeah.
Everyone will have a berm in front of their house.
Yeah, everyone have a raised system right above their house. So I'm not opposed to seeing that this get adjusted, because I also don't like the fact that was done out of spite and it's 3 times the state limit.
Mhm.
So I have no problem pushing it forward, I just don't know the right vehicle to do it with. And I'm only one of a board, so we have to decide as a board that we want to.
I think that if the board feels strongly enough, you can take a vote on it, just send a letter to the planning board
Yeah.
saying
That'll
saying that
move it
you're in
along.
favor of reducing this to the state level.
Yeah.
And see what their response.
By the way, I suggest, and please keep the thought if you have something, I suggest that we don't go and pussyfoot this around the 125 either. I think that we should just, if below here it's 100, then that's the same number here. I don't
Right.
think we should pussyfoot around.
Oh,
That's the
It
way,
should be
I
beautiful
agree.
throughout the entire town,
that's what I'm saying.
yes.
well, you know, and the other thing is that if I had any inkling that you needed 300 feet for today's septic systems, I wouldn't even be sitting here asking you.
Right.
I mean, look at this guy here, what's he gonna do when his septic system fails?
I know.
Nothing, put it right in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
What year was this place?
the sixties.
60s. I don't know how to research that.
Martha also gave me a letter from Parker
River
River
Clean River Water, yes.
saying they oppose the change.
Of course. I'm gonna entertain this as well.
My thought is, our job is to value the real estate.
Yeah.
We have nothing to do with septic tanks.
Yeah.
We have nothing to do with zoning or setbacks or any of that. It's just value what's there. So if they change it, we'll value it accordingly. But in terms of changing setbacks or getting involved with septic systems and where they should or shouldn't be.
No, nobody,
Oh, no,
nobody
we
should do
don't.
that except the Board of Health.
Yeah. So I don't
And
know
if
what
there's
teeth we have, if any.
even with the change, well, the teeth is it's an impetus to start it.
Okay.
Because
Right, it sounds like that's really all we're looking for.
I'm,
Somebody to
Somebody
come
that's put it-
forward and
make it roll.
say, hey, we noticed that there's this inconsistency, it seems enormously arbitrary, you know, why don't we think about changing it all to 100 like every other community?
I would start it with my board.
And the rest of the town,
And the rest of the-
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It just has to be a simple letter, that's all it has to say.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to go into great detail, say, listen, we
You can,
noticed,
state the reasons why.
right. We feel that the entire town should be the same,
Yeah, just make it uniform.
make it uniform throughout the town, the whole rest of the town is 100 feet, this one section is 300
It was placed there in spite.
in spite, right.
And then let the chips fall where they may, because then we're going to have to take a look at those lots that have excess acreage. I'm looking at this piece here, excess acreage that half of this.
I don't know that there's discounts applied for, I know like a lot of the, so for instance, Orchard, oh, it's beyond the bridge.
Yeah,
But even still,
this is
they
just
only
all
have 1 acre of prime, then it goes to excess.
Right.
So everyone that has an acre or more already has excess. I don't know if there's an additional adjustment. I know if it's marsh, there's a 90%
Yeah.
discount on that specific land. But as far as the setback, as far as
You
this,
don't know if that's
I
impacting
don't know if
value.
there's an additional adjustment
Okay.
because of that.
Well, that would be actually great, because actually, you're right, then it doesn't have to deal with anything to do with our valuation, and it can
Right.
just be with, hey, I've gotta do a new septic system, and I don't have to now be 300 feet away from the river, I can do it 150 feet away from
So it may not change the valuation at all.
No, the only thing it
But
will
if
do is the
people
people
come in
looking for
looking for
abatements.
Hard to say no, it's an illegal taking.
But it might not be, I'd have to look to see, is there an adjustment there because of this?
We'd have to look at every single one of the lots that are impacted, and we'd have to see what their excess, what their lot size is. Anything over an acre would have excess. What is that excess at? Is it at 90% or is it at 100%?
Right.
It's never gonna be 100% because it's at 6.
You gave the perfect example down there at the end. I mean, what are they gonna do?
Right.
And if you let them do it, then you have to let everyone do it.
Mhm.
And if you let everyone do it, there shouldn't be a bylaw against it.
No, I agree with, I agree with it in principle. If it's just simply us providing a letter as our board that we have just, this inconsistency should be corrected, and that's it, and that gets them, and it gets them, starts to grow some feet and go. I'm not opposed to it, but I don't disagree with what you're saying, right? It's not a valuation situation, we're not determining where septic systems should go. We're not doing that, so, what's the flavor of the board? What do you want?
I think a simple letter to maybe the planning board. Ask them if they could look
You
at
could send it
making
to the
it
Board of
uniform.
Health too.
And to the Board of
I
Health.
can get to my colleagues and let them run with it.
Yeah, I
See-
think that's fine.
Yeah.
In favor of that too.
If I may entertain this letter from
Please do.
the Parker River Clean Water. It's dated 2016, December 5th, 2016, so we're about 4 years. Dear Board of Health, Parker River Clean Water Association will recommend the Newbury Board of Health to maintain the 300-foot septic system setback health code. We believe that each individual homeowner in this very stressed area of the Parker River would be best served on an individual lot-to-lot assessment based on the evaluation of soils, land use, and the proposed structural change. Parker River Clean Water Association believes that further development on the riparian zone of the Parker River, especially in the segment in this segment of the river in Newbury would negatively impact the water quality and water quantity of the river, both biologically and culturally for this riparian zone of the Parker River. Our decision was reached after attending 2 Board of Health meetings and a joint Board of Health and Zoning Appeals Board, Town Planner, Conservation Agent, and Board of Assessors with researching these additional sources. Neighboring Parker River watershed cities and towns. Apparently they've got an EPA listing, MAD EP 303D, list of impaired rivers. Efficiencies for the innovative alternative septic systems compared to the efficiency for conventional pipe and stone leach septic systems. Mass DEP recommendations and regulations on those innovative and alternative septic systems. Mass GIS data layers on FEMA flood zones. Wellhead protections. Soils maps and future floodplains based on coastal zone management, projected impact of climate change and sea level rise. Okay,
So it sounds like they're saying they're against removing it, but if something needs to be done, it should be handled case by case.
that's what they're suggesting.
Right, but then, I oppose having to go and give everybody else a different number.
You yes, you no. You yes, you know,
And
you
you're
yes, you know.
300, you're
Right.
375.
There's this
you're-
person here who really doesn't have land.
Both the offense and the defense of a football game of playing on a 100-yard field.
That's exactly right, exactly. So,
Well, and I wonder in that, there's a couple of times where they call this out as being, this is an especially stressed.
yes,
So,
right,
but
period.
they didn't really say why.
No,
I mean, is there some reason other than spite that this was done way back when? You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not sure I'm being very clear, but.
so what's
They don't
really funny
tell
is,
you what-
1960, they didn't even know the word
Yeah,
riparian.
yeah, absolutely.
I am curious what happens when this jumps into Georgetown and then
Uh-huh.
Groveland.
Right.
And
Yeah.
what happens over
Does
there, because there's
everything
a
change?
lot of
Is-
wet over there, and I
Is
don't know what
that
the.
not a very stressed?
Yeah, it's only stressed apparently right here,
Right,
Sandy,
yeah.
Yeah.
right here.
But they never really say why. I wish they had said.
Do you know in Georgetown, is it only 100 feet? Once it crosses?
I think it is, but I don't remember.
Okay.
I can find out.
I still think that we, regardless of what other communities are saying, my opinion still, Sandy, is like yours. If it's 100 foot here,
Yeah.
literally here,
Right. We walk 10 feet up the road.
and it's 300, so that's, you're,
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah,
agreement.
yeah,
all right,
we're
we're
all
all,
in
we're all in agreement.
Yeah. I mean, I think in the letter, we should just, really stress the arbitrary nature of it and, how little sense it seems to make and what do you think?
Do you wanna draft the letter, Sandy?
Let me think about it.
Your better Nate's gonna have to.
No, I like to say it make the work, but give me a day to
Sure,
cogitate.
of course.
Mail date on this.
All right, so we're gonna move right now that we're going to develop a letter
Yep.
that we can present to at least the planning board and
And the
maybe
Board of Health.
the Board of Health.
Indeed.
Zoning,
Zoning.
whoever should be getting it, I guess.
Everybody.
Let's just send it to everybody. Let's get silly,
Send it
just send it
all.
to everybody. You hear that, Nate? You're gonna be busy licking stamps.
Yeah.
Develop a letter to send to all boards
I'll answer that Georgetown question momentarily.
Okay.
in support removing 300-foot buffer. And I don't know if you want to go that route, if you want to cite things like that property, how it would, I mean, some people have hardships.
I mean, there's two properties right here, and 3 right here. that,
There's a bunch of,
yeah.
too. that are-
4 right here. Actually, funny enough, their septic system is up here on the road.
Where is the set, I just drove by it today, where the river goes under the house.
Oh, that's downtown Byfield. That's over Main Street, Forest Street, Main Street. Yeah, right
Must
here.
be this one.
Yeah, there it is, right there. This is Johnson's old place, the old smithy shop.
That's the road, they have nowhere
Yep.
to, are they on,
So they, if I recall, theirs is over here.
Across the street.
Across
This
the
is over
street.
here.
Your blacksmith shop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
right there. Yeah.
water line is 3 feet away.
I know, right?
It wouldn't help them,
No, you can't help them no matter
no
what,
matter
yeah.
what.
But look what it does to this one here.
And really, a lot of the people that are in here, it doesn't help them.
But it would help this one, this one, this one.
Why
this
did I
one.
hear 6? Help 6 or something, I forget. Somebody said something about there are 6 properties that
Would benefit.
would really have a benefit from it.
Well, this one does because it's not in the yellow, so this one would still benefit. This one's got the open over here. But we'll develop a letter with some,
If it's presenting one family from doing it, the alternative is to pump your system monthly
Ugh.
for $175.
that's what these people are doing down here.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
It's that little tiny little house in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay, so we moved on, what else you wanna do? Excellent.
Good.
Steve, are you, does that sound
Good.
Thank you for your
Okay.
Obviously, I have to be careful.
I am not suggesting that I'm behind this for any other reason besides it makes no sense that it's here, it's 100 and here it's 3.
Okay, but
That's it. That's it. Okay. Asked, answered, and closed for now. Good?
Yep.
Close this up.
Should I come over here because of,
Yes, so now we're actually gonna go to the executive session, I believe.
Oh, we are,
Yes.
good.
You gotta set a meeting
Okay.
date first.
No, send me a paper first.
Before we go, I'm going to
Yeah,
go,
I
I'm
think
going to my
we're-
own executive.
Letter.
How about this? How about this? I don't want this.
what's the setback in Georgetown for the septic system? That's the state.
Oh, let's set the next date first. Then we'll shut the little door on that thing.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll be down, thank you.
She's down there.
She has to check that she's 99% sure they use the state 100 feet.
Mhm.
And she's the health agent in Georgetown as well as she is. Okay,
Miss Deb Rogers,
thank you.
be well.
Yeah, have a good
Thank
night.
you. When you see us next? As you make the notes. How far would you want to go?
So since there are only 11, I don't see the point in,
Going back too soon.
right,
But
adding any extra meetings. So,
Are we talking March 3rd,
uh,
Super Tuesday, town voting?
Yeah, we can do March 3rd.
Okay. Before you sit down, Sandy, would you like to, we're gonna aim, I'm gonna have you stand so you can go ahead and shut the door on that and stop our recording as soon as we leave regular session. We're gonna aim for March 3rd, Super Tuesday for our next meeting. Okay. Everybody okay with that? Yeah.
For me,
Excellent. All right, then
Yeah, should work.
at 6:32, we will close the open session, open the executive session, and will not return to open session.
Second and.
Second and.
second,
Oh, excellent. Thank you
Aye.
all.